Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. I'm Calvin DeLude, joined by Tyler Perrone, and we have an exciting matchup for you tonight as the South Carolina Gamecocks softball team is looking to face off against Youngstown State Penguins. Gamecocks are looking for win number 20 on the year and 20 in a row to open the season, which would tie their program record. Tyler, what do you expect from this matchup tonight?
Quite frankly, I expect a win for the Gamecocks. I mean, we see one of two undefeated teams is South Carolina. The second undefeated team in the nation is Oklahoma, number 2, who they'll be facing this weekend in Oklahoma. Youngstown State, reigning from Ohio, Horizon League, kind of sitting at the bottom of the standings right now, 2-15. I really think what's going to set apart the Gamecocks and the Penguins from Ohio, who knew? But I think what's going to set them apart is the pitching. We see some all-star performances like from Jory Hurd, Katowski on the bump for the Gamecocks, however, and Ogun for Youngstown State. I really think that the difference is going to be pitching. Katowski's ERA, 2.63, and Ogun's 7, 8,
Somewhere in the sevens, yeah.
Somewhere in the sevens, but yeah.
Yeah, no, we'll get that exact number for you in a moment, folks. But yeah, Katowski has proven to be a good talent for the Gamecocks, just a freshman, but has come in and pitched very well for the squad on the circle. But yeah, it really should be an exciting matchup for tonight, folks. We're going to step away for a moment and get back to you right before first pitch. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. If you're just joining us, Gamecock softball against Youngstown State Penguins. Gamecocks looking to get their 20th win to open the season. And leading off for the Penguins is Macy Littler. She's batting .333 on the year with 10 walks, so she's been very consistent with getting on base for them. Katowski on the mound for the Gamecocks. Sorry, in the circle. Katowski's first pitch. Runs up on it, and a nice little dribble right up the middle, and a base hit for Littler. One pitch in, and they have a woman on.
Saw Littler go for the slapping hit, which we're also going to see from South Carolina quite a lot.
Absolutely.
Leo, who's batting incredibly on the season, also does that same tactic.
And real good placement from Littler there. Right up the middle. South Carolina with the shift just couldn't get to it. And so now the lead off on for Youngstown State. First pitch taken. And it's Lydia Wilkerson up at bat. She's batting .377 on the year. A 1-0 count. Katowski, pitch. Taken, strike one. So now 1-1 count here with one runner on, 0-0. In the top of the first. Wilkerson, a sophomore from Westerville, Ohio. Katowski's pitch. Fouled away towards the right side.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see Wilkerson kind of swinging big. She's the best long ball hitter on this team. 2 home runs, tied for the most homers, but best slugging, .547. Surprised they don't move her down the lineup a little bit. Maybe that 4-hole, maybe 5.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect to see many home runs today with the weather. It is rather windy and it's blowing in. And that's going to sneak through. A good flip there by the shortstop. Couldn't get the out at second, though, and everyone is safe. So an infield base hit up the middle. And Youngstown State with 2 on in their first 2 batters. Batting third for them is Ayla Ray. She's batting .314. Hitting from the left side of the plate. That one fouled off to the right side. But as I was saying, Tyler, definitely different than this morning in terms of the wind. If you're in the South Carolina area,
tornado
warning didn't scare you too much. But yeah, no, it's definitely calmed down. It is a rather lovely night. We got some clouds in the sky, but a nice sunset and a great night for some softball. So now here's the 0-1 count. Katowski's second pitch with 2 on, no out. That one a little high and outside.
And so I think with this win, like you said, long ball's probably coming at a premium. I like this sort of pseudo strategy from Youngstown State, keeping it on the ground, relying on their speed.
And you see it again there, a base hit through the infield on the right side. They'll keep the runner at third. And all 3 of the Penguins' first 3 batters have gotten on base, and the bases are loaded with no outs.
Well, this is the top of the lineup. This is their best hitters. We're starting to get into hitters who bat under 300, which is the majority of this lineup, unfortunately. But that said, the thing that this Penguins team does have is speed. 0 unsuccessful steals. They can get to the bag.
So Bree Kohler up at bat now. She's a redshirt junior from New Middleton, Ohio, so a lot of Ohio natives here on this Penguin squad. That first pitch, a ball. Katowski's second on the 1-0 count. That one hit into right field, and that drops down, fair ball. 2-run score. Sorry, only 1-run score as they keep the runner at third. And a big hit there for Youngstown State. 4 batters, 4 hits, and 1 run now. Gives them a 1-0 lead.
Not what we expected. I said that South Carolina had the massive edge
in the pitching game.
And here we are. I mean, Katowski, though, freshman, lock-in. You've been pitching great all season. ERA below 3. Just rein it in a little bit.
Yeah, when you're playing an out-of-conference matchup, it can definitely be hard to not underestimate your opponent, especially with a 2-15 record they have. There's a check swing there from Kennedy Dean. Playing catcher today for the Penguins.
I think Katowski should try to nip at the corners a little more. She's been pitching mostly to contact, which I think is what these Penguins want.
0-1 count. Here's the pitch, fouled away behind the plate. So now down 0-2. Katowski looking for a first out, bases loaded, and a 1-0 ball game. Kennedy Dean has got 7 RBIs on the year. Trying to get 8, 9, and maybe even 10 here. Here's the pitch from Katowski. Got a piece of it, but it rolls foul. So an interesting uniform matchup tonight. Very similar jerseys. South Carolina wearing their white and Youngstown State wearing their gray, which is basically the same as the South Carolina white, but gray.
They look quite similar.
Hopefully it won't get too confusing as Katowski looking to put her first batter away. Here's her pitch. Taken a little bit outside there. Ball 1. So 1-2 count now. And a 1-0 ball game. Bases still loaded for Dean. Here's Katowski's pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Katowski gets her first out of the night. A big strikeout with the bases loaded. And South Carolina trying to minimize the damage that is yet to come. With 1 run allowed already, finally able to get a K and an out.
That was a good sequence, too. She went from the dropper to the heater, change in speed and verticality. That one stayed straight. We don't see a lot of super straight pitches, but that was fast.
And here's Alyssa Imler, 5th year out of Minerva, Ohio, another Ohio native. She's batting .259 on the season, 2 RBIs for her. So she's trying to bump those numbers up here, still with the bases loaded and only 1 out. Katowski down on the count, 1-0. Here's her pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Good pitch on the outside part of the plate. And now a 1-1 count with 1 out, and the base is still juiced. Katowski from the circle. The wind, the pitch, a little outside there. They're going to call that ball 2.
Something about Imler, too. One of the leaders of this Youngstown State team last year, 2024, Horizon League Player of the Year and All-Horizon First-Teamer.
And an impressive resume for her in her 5th year. Got a piece of that one over the infield and a diving grab there. Throw to the plate is not in time. A sacrifice fly for Imler, but a fantastic grab there in left by Emily Vincent.
And if you're Katowski in the circle, you take that.
I mean, an out's an out, and it's always great to know that your defense has your back, and a beautiful sliding grab there from left field. It looked like it might have dropped down in no man land, but she was able to slide in like a superhero, grab that one. But the Gamecocks do trail 2-0 with 2 outs, runners on first and second. And here's Taylor Trurin. Takes that pitch outside, ball 1. Looks like she was trying to give her the curveball there. And a very active dugout for Youngstown State. Katowski's second pitch of the at-bat. That one taken right over the middle of the plate for strike 1. So 1-1 count here with 2 outs and 2 on, and a 2-0 ball game.
This is wild.
Gamecocks trying to get out of the inning. And a big swing and a miss there. That was well off the plate. And Trurin ran up on it, took a hack, but couldn't get a piece of it. And so now 1 strike away from ending the inning. Katowski, not the start she's wanted in this first inning, but trying to put it away here. Got a piece of it in foul territory. And the at-bat continues.
Yeah, that dropped. Ariana Rohde couldn't quite make that play in foul grounds. However, she's probably not so down on herself. SEC Player of the Week this week.
Yeah, Ariana Rohde really was a huge factor in that series against Duke. Hit a go-ahead homer in all 3 games of that series.
Mashing.
So here's the 1-2 count for Katowski. Gets a piece of it over the middle, base hit. They will hold the runners where they are, so the bases are juiced. The score remains 2-0, but some great contact there and a solid hit for the Penguins. And once again, they have the bases loaded. 2 outs this time, and Ashlyn Bishop's up to bat. She's batting 148 on the year.
If the Penguins can get back to the top of the order, that would look mighty dangerous for the South Carolina team. Thinking that this might be a cakewalk coming into it. I mean, the top of the order, too, that's where they set the foundation for all this scoring. Everyone got on.
Trying to slap at that one, runs up, takes a hack, misses it. So she's down 0-1 in the count. But, you know, this really is a dangerous game for South Carolina because so much is on the line for them. And with Youngstown State, not really a lot. An SEC matchup, trying to go in and play the upset. With South Carolina, a record on the line for them. As there's a take and strike there. And Bishop is down in the count 0-2. Can Katowski close out this inning with the bases loaded, 2 outs, 0-2 count. Katowski's pitch. Swung on, grounded up the middle, throw to first in time. So South Carolina minimizes the damage. The bases were loaded a few times, only allowing 2 runs, and they're down 0-2 to start the game. But we have the top of the order coming up for the Gamecocks to open it, and this has just been a dangerous crew this season for South Carolina.
Yeah, well, Olivia Katowski on the bump previously, no hits. In this half of the inning alone, in this frame, 5. Crazy work from the Penguins. Didn't think that they'd come out swinging like this, but honestly, great momentum. We heard a loud dugout, and really, this team is good at running and fielding, and if they can do those together, great. But we're about to see them pitch.
Exactly, yeah. The 7 ERA from their pitcher today. It's Kelsey Ogan with 7.5 and an 0-2 record, too. So she's trying to get her first win on the season. Looking at her in warm-ups, throwing a bit outside right now. And leading off for South Carolina is Quincy Lilio, who has proven to be an elite slapper for this team. A transfer from Oklahoma, looking to get some revenge this weekend. As we get set for a sandstorm. Not too crowded tonight, but a solid crowd for a Wednesday night in the middle of the week in an non-conference matchup. So it is a solid turnout considering the factors of tonight's game. And also the weather not being the best today. A little rainy at times, thundery in the morning.
Tornado warning.
Tornado warning. Not the biggest deal in the world, but we got a bit of a sandstorm here going. Yeah. That's always what you love to see, right before the Gamecocks come up to bat. For the Youngstown State infield meeting in the circle right now, Quincy Lilio.
Lefty.
Yeah, no, a dangerous lefty for this team. She is playing in center field tonight, batting .569 with 19 walks as well, .675 on-base percentage. And that's exactly what you want out of your leadoff hitter. Someone that can get on base consistently.
That's more than what I want from my leadoff hitter.
I mean, you're asking, and she is delivering far past that. So here's Ogan's first pitch. Tries the bunt. Fouled behind her, so she's down 0-1. Lilio, a redshirt junior from Oceanside, California. Not much of a power hitter, but she does have 7 doubles on the year.
Deceptively fast.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Tries the slap again, but she's going to take that one for a ball. So 1-1 now. South Carolina trailing 2-0 early in the bottom of the first. Owen gets the call. Here's the pitch from the circle. Lilio's going to take that one for a ball. That really was a nice pitch there from Ogan, but a solid take from Lilio. Just a hair high, I believe.
Little inside, too. Trying to jam her, see if we can get the rollover.
Yeah, they know what they're expecting from Lilio, so just trying to get a pitch that will minimize that. Here's the 2-1 count. Lilio takes that one high, and now she's up in the count 3-1. Looking for walk number 20 on the season. And a 3-1 count here. Do you think they give her the green light?
Yeah.
Why not, man?
Yeah.
Why not? 3-1 count. Here's the pitch from Hogan. Tries the slap, holds off, ball outside and low. And Lilio, with a 5-pitch at-bat, draws the walk. And here comes Carly Shelton, batting .371 with 17 RBIs, a .487 on-base percentage, playing second base tonight.
Something to note for Youngstown State, Kennedy Dean has been dropping a lot of the balls.
Yeah, she has. That is a good point. I didn't take notice of that until you just said it there. Here's the first pitch of the at-bat. Fouled off over the stadium. Hopefully the parking lot's all right.
Surprised we didn't hear it thump on the roof.
Yeah. Shelton down 0-1 after the foul ball with Lilio on first base. Hogan's pitch from the circle. Made contact, grounder to short. She can't field it, and everyone is safe. So a little infield dribbler, unable to be fielded by the shortstop for Youngstown State, Alyssa Imler.
And that is a hole at shortstop for this team. 7 errors, make it 8 on the year so far for Alyssa Imler. Originally 89.6 fielding percentage. That just went down.
And now up to bat for the Gamecocks is Ariana Rohde. Co-SEC Player of the Week. She's going to take that first pitch for a strike. So Rohde has proven to be a home run hitter. She's got 8 on the season, with 3 of those coming from the Duke Series.
That's almost double the home runs Youngstown State has as a team.
She takes that second pitch as a ball. 2 on, no out. South Carolina trying to tie this game up with the leading run at the plate down 2-0. Here's the 1-1 count from Hogan. That one just a hair outside and high. And now Rohde up in the count 2-1. Two-one count, 2 on, no out. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Got a piece of it, sent out to left field, back it goes, and that one is gone. Ariana Rohde with home run number 9 on the season, picking up right where she left off in the Duke Series, and the Gamecocks lead 3-2 here in the bottom of the first with no outs.
There goes all the worries you just accumulated in the top of the first. Immediately gone. You're starting the game 1-0 now with a chance to improve. None out.
I mean, and that was a no-doubter, too. Just right off the bat, you could tell in left field. She didn't even think about it for a second. That sailed out of here. And the Gamecocks now lead 3-2, still with no outs. So let's see if they're able to get some more damage dealt. As up the bat now is Ella Chansey, the third baseman. Senior out of Athens, Georgia. Batting .360 on the year. First pitch to Chansey. That one's inside, ball 1.
Well, these Penguins were hype in the dugout, scoring 2 in the first. I would be too if I was going into a mismatch of this, you know.
Exactly. Considering the matchup, that's a big achievement for them.
But like I said, going into the bottom, we hadn't seen him pitch yet.
And you're seeing right now why the ERA is as high as it is for Ogun, and I'm sure it's going to bump up a few after that homer there. That second pitch was a taken strike, and now a 1-1 count for Ella Chansey. The wind, the pitch. Chansey takes that one inside and low, and another drop there behind the plate. Chansey up in the count 2-1. If you look at the hit ratio for these two teams, South Carolina only 1 hit with 3 runs, and for Youngstown State, it took 5 hits to get 2. That pitch way high and outside, up 3-1 in the count, is Ella Chansey. South Carolina, no stranger to the run rule victory. Don't want to get too ahead of ourselves here, but in a matchup like this, you can't put it off the table this early. Here's the pitch. That one by her feet. Ella Chansey draws the walk in 5 pitches. And that's Ogun's second walk of the inning, and you have to ask how much longer until she's able to get it together, or they might have to start getting the bullpen early.
Well, you talked about the hit disparity, and I do think that that's a good point. We saw this Youngstown State team. That is kind of a difficult to say quickly. We saw the Penguins come out swinging earlier. They weren't taking many hits. However, the other birds, the Gamecocks, operate differently than that. A lot of patience.
And a steal attempt there from first, and Chansey is out. A rocket throw from Kennedy Dean behind the plate gets Chansey at second. And now it looks like Coach Chastain Woodard is going to have a word with the officials tonight.
It was close.
It definitely was close. A really good jump there, but a fantastic throw from Dean.
Yeah.
And so she's going to conversate with the umpire for a moment here.
And like I was saying previously, the disparity in hits, I think, comes from the fact that the Gamecocks came out with a little more patience. We saw them taking a lot of pitches, really letting Ogun's pitch count get up. I mean, if we see what's the disparity in pitches between Ogun and Katowski?
I don't see it, but
I bet you Ogun has thrown more pitches. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, I mean, I think by the end of I'm not sure if at the moment she has, but Katowski, because she had a few long at-bats that ended up resulting in hits where Ogun, it was either, that error was on the second pitch of the at-bat, I think. She let up a few walks in 5 pitches, and then that home run was on pitch 3, I think.
Yeah.
So.
Well, for South Carolina, for Katowski, it was like the first 3 batters that got on were either like first or second pitch swings that just led to a chopper that got through.
Yeah, for sure. So Chastain Woodard did challenge that call, so they're reviewing it as we speak. We're looking at the replay here. Sorry, folks, we can't show that to you. But from what it looks like, I think it might be the right call by the official. Does she get the foot in?
No,
I think she's out. I think it's a good call there by the second base umpire. And so they'll review that for a few more moments and get the call. I'd be surprised if it goes a different direction.
It was close in real time. The crowd was upset, but they're at home.
Yeah.
So I get that. But it was very bang-bang, but I think the right call.
I agree with that. So with that out there, it will be the first of the inning, I'm pretty sure, unless they didn't count that one. Yeah, South Carolina leads 3-2 at the moment. Bottom of the first. A big home run there from Ariana Rhodey with 2 on and no out after a rough start for Katowski, but maybe she'll be able to pick that up here in the second inning. Now, this is taking longer than I expected it to. Finally showing the replay here on the Jumbotron, and now it's gone.
Calvin says as the Jumbotron goes black.
Literally just nothing. No. They're trying to get a good angle on it to show the fans. I don't think the current angle they have here is going to be any good, but
they got to show the super, super close-up they showed on the SEC broadcast. That was...
Yep. Shout out to our broadcast neighbors.
You know what's cooler than being cool?
It's cooler than being cool.
Ice cold. They got Andre 3000, Outcast, playing in the stadium right now.
Yeah. And from the angle currently at the moment, the fans are not happy with the call, but from the angle that we had here in the booth, I can confidently tell you folks at home that it is the right call that they are going to inevitably make. I'd be amazed if they called otherwise.
Yeah.
But yeah, just another huge shout out to Dean. I mean, that was beautifully placed. Great velo on that throw. Just a fantastic throw behind the plate to nab the runner at second.
Well, I was worried about the drops before, not exactly getting the pitch in the mitt, but good transfer, good pop.
Yeah, you really
no notes.
Nothing to complain about there. That's textbook. And let's see what the umpire's call is. And I don't know if you can hear the fans. The call on the field is upheld. I don't blame them. The angle that they got, I could see why they would argue. Also, you got the home.
They didn't show them the right camera angle. It's the right call.
Yeah, I won't hate on the Gamecock crowd too much. So the out at second base, the first of the inning. And now Brooke Blankenship with no one on and one out and a 0-1 count. Blankenship, an athletic shortstop. Righty hitter. That one flied into right field underneath, makes the catch. And 2 away here in the bottom of the first. Got solid contact there, gave it a bit of a ride, just got under it a little more than I think she meant to. And a can of corn out there for the Penguins. So now batting is Lexi Winters, the catcher. One of the many members of the Charlotte 49ers that came here with Ashley Chastain-Woodard. That first pitch taken for a strike one. Winters batting .314 on the year, .435 on base percentage. And when you're looking at the stat for on base percentage for this Gamecock team, it's incredible how many players are getting on nearly half the time, with some
really
getting
high
on well
across the
over
board.
half the time.
I mean, that's why they're undefeated.
Exactly. I mean, you got to get guys on base. You saw Moneyball.
They don't swing at bad pitches, and the pitches they do swing at, they hit pretty well, and when they get on base, they're fast. It's a good team. They're 19-0. They're number 11 in the country.
I am really excited to see how they hold up against a tough opponent like Oklahoma this weekend, but they did prove themselves in that Duke series as that one hit right off the third baseman and over the infield for a base hit. It looked like she was going for Lydia Wilkerson's head there. Went right at her, couldn't get a glove on it, skips over the infield, and a solid knock there for Winters. And now Abigail Knight, the 6th-year out of Robbinsville, North Carolina, batting .382. She's in right field tonight. And another lefty for this Gamecock squad. 2 outs, 1 on. Winters showed steal for a second, but I think she learned her lesson at the at-bat before when Dean nabbed the runner at second. 1-0 count with 2 outs and a runner on for Abigail Knight. Ogun's pitch from the circle. Big swing and a miss for Abigail Knight.
Abigail Knight, another one of those former Charlotte 49ers brought in by Chastain-Woodard. A thing to note about this Gamecock roster, most of it is made up from people from the transfer portal. And that's been huge for this historically good SEC team that hasn't.
That one knocked to short, throw to first in time.
I was going to say hasn't performed come tournament time, but maybe this is the year for them.
I mean, it really is. It's crazy to think about how different the team is from this from last year and this year. When we were filling out the spotting chart and just had to look at all the names, it's crazy to see all the players that just aren't here anymore. But the Gamecocks lead 3-2 after a big 3-run shot from Ariana Rohde to take the lead. We'll see you at the start of the top of the second. Stay with us, folks. Welcome back, folks. I'm Calvin DeLude. This is Tyler Perrone. If you're just joining us, Gamecock softball versus Youngstown State Penguins. Gamecocks lead 3-2 after a rough top of the first for Katowski in the circle, but Ariana Rhodey able to knock a 3-run homer, and I think that's 4 games in a row now that Rhodey's hit has gone deep.
It has, but Rhodey's not batting now. It's Cassandra Carlson for the Penguins.
A grad student out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, looking for her first hit on the season. Only her 7th at bat. Katowski looking to have a better inning than the top of the first. Foul tip there, and Carlson's down 0-2.
This is only Carlson's 7th at bat through. This will be their 18th game. I find it strange that they have somebody with nearly no reps. I mean, bottom of the lineup, but still.
You know, it definitely is interesting. Grounder there to third, throw to first. Easy out for the Gamecocks. Great job there by Ella Chansey running up on that one, getting it to Rhodey at first.
But now we're at the top of the lineup. Who gave Katowski some trouble in the first frame?
Absolutely. I think the first 4 batters for the Penguins got on base. And they loaded the bases a few times in that inning. So Macy Littler, 1 for 1 tonight with that leadoff single on the first pitch of the game, I'm pretty sure.
Well, we saw that now the Gamecocks are kind of playing in a little bit, shifting in, because they know that they're just kind of expecting dribblers. They don't trust them to hit for power. They trust them to roll over, hit for contact.
And you saw a big swing and a miss there from Littler. This one she gets a piece of. Grounder to first. Rhodey Fields steps on the bag. And that's 2 away.
And there's that shift working perfectly for the Gamecocks. We saw she was pressed up, so she didn't really have to move to get that chopper and go to the bag, which could have taken her a little more time if she played back to the bag.
Exactly, and you look at the stat sheet, and it might look like the Katowski got hit pretty hard in that first inning, but really it's just a lot of dribblers, easy hits right up the middle. So South Carolina adjusting defensively, and that's already shown to be a lot better with 2 outs here. And now Lydia Wilkerson, her second at-bat on the day, she takes that first pitch for strike 1. Katowski up in the count, 0-1. Second pitch. That one outside. Some velo on that one. Just carried a bit left of the plate. It's now an even count at 1-1, 2 outs. Gamecocks leading 3-2. 1-1 count. Katowski. Pitch. Hit to second. Throw to first. Another easy out. 1-2-3. The Penguins go in the top of the second. Improvement for the Gamecocks defensively compared to that first inning. And now the bats for the Gamecocks will come back out, and they've been hot tonight.
Katowski just locked in, 100%.
She really did.
A bunch of great pitches. Katowski plays a lot more with the verticality of the box than Ogun does. Ogun was playing inside-outside, had those curves, those screws. We just saw, well, Katowski throws a fastball, which is pretty rare. Pretty fast.
Yeah, no,
pretty
definitely
fast
some
fastball.
good velo.
She mixes up between the fastball, changeup, and the dropper, which is really good. Not really a rise ball in the arsenal, more so like a high sweeping type 2-seam fastball, which we saw just led to 2 rollovers in a row.
Yeah, no, they're doing a really good job at pitching higher, having the Penguins get under their hits a little bit, and it's been the recipe for 3 easy groundouts in that inning. So Katowski, really good pitching performance in the top of the second. We'll see how the Penguins adjust here in the bottom of the second, as we've seen in that inning that that defensive adjustments can just make so much of a difference here.
Well, for Youngstown, I don't think Ogun pitched badly. She was kind of painting the right side of the plate, mostly right side for the batter, left side for the pitcher. Really good at dotting outside corners, but left it mostly over the middle. That's how we saw the Ariana Rhodey homer.
Yeah, that was a meatball for sure. I love the hand gestures, drawing everything out. I love seeing the mental map. I can see the gears turning here. And now batting for the Gamecocks, designated player, Natalie Heath. And Heath has been one of the more consistent hitters for the Gamecocks this season. She's batting .433 with an on-base percentage of .550. So the Gamecocks getting towards the bottom of their lineup. The number 8 hitter batting right now. a redshirt junior from Sharpsburg, Georgia. So leading off the bottom of the second is Natalie Heath. The Gamecocks lead 3-2. Coming off of a 1-2-3 inning and some great pitching from Katowski. Here's the first pitch from Ogun. That one well outside.
Got Kennedy Dean dropping the ball again.
You know, it's interesting. She really hasn't gotten a good hold on I'd say less than half the pitches. So Heath up 1-0 in the count. Ogun, pitch from the circle. That one outside as well.
Okay, Calvin.
Dude, you gotta love the environment. I mean, nothing better than some fairly warm weather. Not
bad.
Not South Carolina warm, but as a New Englander myself, definitely warm. And there's a well hit ball way back in left. You can kiss that one goodbye. A no-doubt shot from Natalie Heath to lead off the bottom of the second. The Gamecocks' second homer on the day, and they lead 4-2.
I think it's really impressive how the Gamecocks just sort of moved in stride after the bottom of the first, and they said, wait, let's lock in. Wait, actually, let's pitch and hit.
There really not a lot to say about that. A fat pitch down the middle, and Heath got every ounce of it.
Well, we talked about it a little bit earlier. These Youngstown State Penguins, they don't hit homers.
They do not
The
hit
Gamecocks do.
And that's just a big part of scoring runs. Gamecocks have shown that they can score runs, and they can score a lot of runs.
It's true.
I mean, the amount of run rule victories that they've had this season, there was a stretch where I think they went on 7-8 games in a row, somewhere in that range, with just straight run rule victories. So really impressive how much scoring we've seen from this Gamecock team. Top 10 in, I think, 13 categories, top 20 in 7 others. That one fouled off there.
Yeah, the Gamecocks have 11 run rule victories so far, which is tied for the most in Division I softball.
I mean, that's just insane. So a bit of a change in the initial lineup that we're getting. Looks like Flint is batting for South Carolina, which on our paper had Vinson. So yeah, Maya Flint, the freshman catcher, 5'10", batting .333 on the year. One count. Here's the pitch from Ogun. That one curves outside. Ball 2.
She keeps missing high and outside.
Yeah, I mean, it's either right over the plate or high and outside, especially against righties. Just getting a little too much spin on that one. Got to find a way to control the play a little bit better. 2-1 count. Here's the pitch. That one grounded to third. Field easily. Throw to first. Well in time. So Maya Flint grounds out, and the Gamecocks will go back to the top of the order. Quincy Lilio. Her second at bat on the day. Her first one, a 5-pitch walk. Her 20th on the year. On-base percentage just keeps rising for Quincy Lilio, now at .679. We'll see if she goes right back. Trying to slap at this pitch. She does. Beautiful bunt, and it just rolls foul.
Didn't quite hit that in-play line. If you're Ogun for Youngstown State here, I think you like coming back to the top of the lineup because Lilio was one of your better at-bats first time around. It's a lefty, and we said that high and outside, now inside pitch is good for rollovers and could actually get some swing and misses.
0-1 count now after the failed bunt attempt that just went foul. Here's the pitch. Lilio socks that one into right field. A base hit. Rounding first, heading for second. The throw into second. Slide safe. The throw was in time, but Lilio masterful slide, beautiful placement, great body control, able to slide in safely in a second. A double for her, and the Gamecocks showing why they're one of the better teams in hitting doubles in the NCAA.
She sort of slid around the bag, but still kept her feet at home, and her front was off the bag, but her feet were good, and that's all that counts.
Yeah, and great contact on that pitch, too, right over the second baseman. And now Carly Shelton, she's 0 for 1 in the day. Shelton skies this one into right field underneath it. She makes the catch. Lilio tags from second, heads to third. She slides in safely. So a sacrifice fly for Carly Shelton to advance the runner to third. Gamecocks now with 2 outs. Rhodey trying to score Lilio.
Homered in her first at-bat of the night.
And you can't even say just homered. She
she
got every ounce of that pitch. So Ariana Rhodey takes that first pitch low and outside for ball 1. Gamecocks lead 4-2. Currently have Quincy Lilio on third base with 2 outs. Ariana Rhodey trying to get her second hit of the night, score the runner, and take a 5-2 lead if they do so successfully. Rhodey takes that one. Another one just outside for Ogun, but you're starting to see a little more control on her pitch, not as wild.
I feel like if you're Rhodey, though, look at this defensive alignment for the Penguins. There are huge gaps in the outfield.
Yeah, and really right up the middle. If you can,
yeah.
Not a pitch yet that she's felt worth hitting, as that one outside for ball 3. And with 2 outs, runner on third, already with a homer on the night. Do you give her the green light?
I give Rhodey the green light. I do not give Ogun the green light.
It's a good thing you didn't give her the green light. Yeah. She takes that ball 4, a walk for Ariana Rhodey.
If it's a 3-0 count and somebody homered off of you last time and it would bring it to a 3-run lead, I'd say, yeah, walk 'em.
Yeah, really not much damage dealt with walking her there, unless looks like Ella Chansey's at bat tonight. She's able to get a hit that would score her from first.
If it's 3-0 count, I am not playing around and giving Ariana Rhodey a cookie. Absolutely not.
Exactly. I think that's the right decision here. And now it looks like the umpire having a conversation with Ogun. Doesn't look like it meant anything, and so we're getting set for this at bat. Ella Chansey walked in her first AB on the day. Runners at the corners, 2 outs with a 4-2 lead. First pitch from Ogun. Chansey takes that one low. Ball 1. And it looked like Rhodey showed a bit of a steal from first, but held up. Something to keep an eye on. Dean already nabbed 1 runner tonight. And it was Ella Chansey. That one outside again.
I think to a degree Rhodey might be baiting, because I don't understand why she would steal with 2 outs and a runner on third. I think she may be trying to get Dean to throw to second so that the runner on third can come home.
2-0 count for Ella Chansey, 2 outs, runners at the corners. She takes that one, barely skims off her shoelaces. And now she's up in the count 3-0 with 2 away.
Yeah, that was really close to a hit by pitch.
And we've seen that a few times. It's been mostly high and outside to the batter's opposite side of the plate, but that one there at her feet, we've seen a few times she's almost gotten in the feet area, and that's ball 4 outside. Chansey walks, bases juice, 2 outs.
But nowhere to put him. And the thing with Ogun, yeah, there have been a couple meatballs, but that's not the biggest problem because she throws junk. She's got the curve, she's got the screwball. A lot of times you can get swing and misses or rollovers on those junky pitches. But if you don't hit the zone, that's a different problem.
Exactly. So Brooke Blankenship now up to bat. She's 0 for 1 on the night.
Pop up to right in her first at bat.
She's got 1 home run on the year with the bases juiced, 2 outs. Here's the pitch from Ogun. That one high. Ball one. And if I'm the Gamecocks, I'm not swinging until I see her get a pitch over the plate because that last at bat was a 4-pitch walk. The one before that.
Absolutely. I was just going to say don't. Yeah. Red light.
It just hold up and see what happens. 1-0 count. Pitch over the plate for strike one.
That was nice.
Yeah, it was a really good pitch. Kind of curved in a bit.
That looked more like Ogun in the first inning.
Exactly. And Ogun really, she didn't have a terrible first inning like you mentioned earlier. Just that one bad pitch to Rhodey that resulted in a 3-run homer. 1-1 count to Blankenship. She takes that one outside. 2-1 count, 2 outs, bases juiced. 3 ducks on Ogun's pond. Can she get out of this jam? With Brooke Blankenship up to bat. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Blankenship gets a piece of it. Little dribbler to the third base side. Legs it out to first. She is safe. The run scores from third. An infield single for Brooke Blankenship. Gets an extra run in for the Gamecocks. Base is still loaded with 2 outs.
That's what Brooke does. She is fast. She's really fast, especially if you get to see her like make a play sometimes at the shortstop position. She can just cover. She'll be playing a shift to like close to the bag and just be able to get almost to second base. She's extremely fast. That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, she's extremely athletic, able to cover a lot of ground. And now Lexi Winters, who's 1 for 1 on the night, with the bases loaded. That one looked a bit high. 1-0 count for Winters. 3 homers for her on the year, 5 doubles, excuse me, and 7 walks. With the bases juiced, you'll take a walk here. Not on that pitch, though. A beautiful strike there from Ogun. And now the count is 1-1. One count. Ogun. The wind, the pitch. Winters gets a piece of it. That one skied into left, out of play, foul. And one lucky fan is going to go home with a souvenir. Actually, it looks like it snuck its way into the bullpen, so one of the pitchers there will, I don't know.
They probably won't
really
let her
care.
keep it, no.
You ever catch a foul ball, Tyler?
In my life, yeah. Minor league baseball, Fort Myers Miracle, now the Mighty Mighty Muscles.
Wow.
Yeah, I love some minor league baseball.
Good for you. 1-2 count. Grounded up the middle of the short. Throw to first in time. And the Penguins able to get out of a bit of a jam with the bases loaded with 2 outs twice.
Could have been a lot worse.
It could have been a lot worse. So the Gamecocks lead 5-2. 2 runs scored in that inning. And now the Penguins back to bat here. Definitely a bit of a drop in effectiveness in that second inning when Katowski really just locked in defensive alignments and shifting, familiar with the top of the order. So we'll see about the middle of the order here in this top of the third, excuse me. But we're going to take a quick break. Clearly I need it, so we'll be back in a few moments. Welcome back, folks. If you're just joining us, the Gamecocks coming off of a 2-run bottom of the second. They lead 5-2. Katowski back on the mound, and we saw a really impressive pitching performance her in the top of the second.
We did.
And now Ayla Ray. She's 1 for 1 on the night with a single. That came from that very productive top of the first for the Penguins. First pitch of the third inning, swung on, missed, strike one. A dropper there from Katowski. Beautiful pitch, really.
Not afraid of contact. You'd think that maybe after that first inning she'd try to pick at corners a little bit, throw a little more junk, but no, she's pounding the zone.
See it again right there, just a bit inside, but a nice pitch from Katowski. Count is now 1-1. Katowski, 1-1 count. The wind, the pitch. That one low. Ball 2. So 2-1 count now for Ayla Ray. Batting .327, one of the few 300 above hitters for the Penguins.
And one of the many hitters without a homer so far.
You mentioned that Katowski's really not scared of contact. That one inside for ball 3. But I think a big reason is they're not much power hitters. You know, you see no doubles, 17 hits, no homers.
I think we're going to see a changeup, like probably straight down the middle. Not
that
quite.
One just low.
Not quite.
Skipped.
Tried to snipe it, but no.
Hey man, sometimes you try and you miss.
Trying to think like. I mean, I was never a very good pitcher, but you know.
It's okay.
Trying to think like one.
Yeah, I mean, I have some pitching experience. I pitched one
This guy knows how to
softball
sequence.
game.
This guy knows how to sequence.
I didn't let up 13 runs. That didn't happen.
Can you throw a rise ball?
I can throw a slow pitch from the mound. That one skips off home plate again. And Katowski pitching a bit low so far in this inning.
The infield also ready for the steal. Saw that they congregated at second base.
At Bree Kohler up the bat. She is 1 for 1 on the day. Katowski. Her pitch. That one off and outside. So a 2-0 count for her. She's looking like she might be losing her control a bit here at the top of the third.
I honestly think she should just throw a meatball.
See what happens.
Yeah.
She doesn't, though. That one inside.
You just got to get into the count at this point. I mean, you know that these Penguins can't really hit for power. I mean, the people that can hit it all don't really hit it far.
Yeah, and you got to trust your defensive scheme because you saw 3 batters, 3 groundouts in that second inning.
Yeah.
Just try and get them to make contact here. That one low again.
Skipping it.
A 4-pitch walk. Looks like they're going to have a quick conversation with Katowski as Chastain Woodard comes out. I think she's making a substitution. The question is, who's being substituted? Trying to look into the bullpen. Can't see if there's any action in there. Oh, it looks like someone might be warming up in the bullpen. Oh, wait, that's the Gamecock. Yeah, nope, they're having a pitcher come out.
Number 24 for the Gamecocks just came out of the bullpen. That is Neely Lamb, who is quite good.
Neely Lamb is quite good. I would put her in the conversation of one of the better pitchers on this team. 5'11", sophomore from Cade, South Carolina, so South Carolina local. In 2024, she was Big South Player of the Year, Big South Freshman of the Year, Big South All-Freshman Team, and Big South All-Conference First Team. So if you're a fan of the Big South, I'm sure you've heard of Neely Lamb.
And nationally, she's ranked 17th in strikeouts per game and 13th for the strikeout-to-walk ratio. And if you're looking for someone to limit walks, I think you picked the right person.
Exactly. With 2 on, no out for the Penguins. Lamb, not a bad option to have as Katowski heads into the dugout with an ovation.
Well,
not standing. It's pretty tame crowd tonight.
Most people are sitting down.
She does get some applause.
Yeah.
And she really, you can't be talking too bad about Katowski in this game. No. That first inning was a little rough, but honestly, I wouldn't.
Second inning was.
That
awesome.
Second inning was. I mean, she locked it.
Yeah.
And she just got it done in that inning. Yeah, Neely Lamb 4-0 on the year with a 2.62 ERA and 29.1 innings pitched. Only 5 walks,
Yeah,
too.
5 walks and 29 innings pitched is killer.
And also 29 innings pitched, 43 strikeouts. So when she's getting outs, they're swinging and missing.
That's gross.
It really, I mean, that's just, there's just so much talent on this team.
Yeah.
It's such a special time to be a fan of Gamecock softball because this squad is just so talented. And coming into the season, you know, I was a little worried on how they do. First year under a new coach.
A lot of new talent.
A lot of new talent, a lot of transfers, you know, a new team for everybody. A lot of players with no SEC experience, with little SEC experience. But, I mean, they're just killing it.
Yeah.
They're really killing it. I'm super impressed with how Ashley Chastain-Woodard has done and her whole coaching staff. And I'm excited to see how the rest of the season goes. But let's get back to the game at hand as Kennedy Dean, the catcher tonight. She struck out in her first at-bat. Lamb's first pitch high and outside, doing her best Ogun impression.
It's true. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe Ogun gets pulled in this inning as well, but it's a different question for the Penguins because she has one of the better ERAs for the team.
That one taken right over the middle of the plate. First strike one, a 1-1 count with 2 on, no out. Gamecocks lead 5-2. Kennedy Dean 0 for 1 with a K on the day, but she had that really nice throw from behind the plate to nab a runner at second earlier. Lamb's pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. And the umpire got excited about that one.
Yeah.
You saw he really got into it there.
I mean, it was a good swing. A little late, but if she made contact, it would have gone.
1-2 count here from Lamb. The wind, the pitch. Bit high there, taken by Dean.
Checked her swing.
And that's ball 2. Yeah, good job there by her, able to hold up. Lamb, one of the many transfers on this team, played at Charleston Southern last year. Now here's Winters doing her Dean impression, dropping that one.
Did they just, like, get space jammed?
I'm not sure. They might have. Bit of a Freaky Friday. They switch bodies. Full count. 2 on, no out.
The movie,
Here's
right?
the pitch.
Not the Lil Dicky song.
I was not referring to the Little Dickies. So that one fouled away. Still a full count. Lamb, her first batter faced tonight. Just came in to relieve Katowski. Full count, 2 on, no out. Here's the pitch from Lamb. Swing and a miss, she got her. Put some velo on that one, right over the plate. Struck out swinging, and the Gamecocks get their first out of the inning.
And Lamb just gave a little head nod, too, a little Mamba mentality maybe. I think that's what she needed.
Hey, you can never go wrong with some Mamba mentality there. Now Alyssa Imler. Showing bunt. Doesn't do anything with it. That one taken for a ball.
Aren't you skipping an intramural basketball game to commentate this?
I am skipping an intramural basketball game to commentate this. This is true.
That's Mamba mentality.
That one fouled off. 1-1 count with 1 out, 2 on. This is Imler's first at-bat of the night. Trying to figure out who they substituted for her. Unless the stats just didn't update. I'm trying to remember who hit for her. 1-1 pitch. Imler fouls that one into the dark Columbia sky and foul. Only a few more months until we're doing softball games, and it's still bright out at 7 p.m. But the sun has set pretty much all the way. Still a bit of a glow in the sky.
I like the lights.
I like the lights, too. That one fouled off third base side.
Super slow ball. Can see she pulled it like.
You know, Lamb does have. She has a really nice changeup.
Almost a 90-degree angle after she pulled it.
1-2 count here from Lamb. Imler trying to get a hit in her first at bat of the night with 2 on, 1 out. Pitch from Lamb fouled off. Imler doing a good job staying alive against a tough pitcher like Lamb. As we mentioned, one of the best strikeout pitchers in the NCAA. 1-2 count, 1 out, 2 on. It's been a battle this at bat. Lamb trying to close it. That one high. So now 2-2. Himmler doing a good job at staying alive.
And we're finally seeing some good patience from these Penguin bats. Although, first inning they jumped on him just swinging at any count.
Swing and a miss, she got her. Back-to-back strikeouts for Neely Lamb. Showing why she's one of the best in the biz. 2 away now. And she came in with 2 on, no out. Back-to-back Ks for her.
Yeah.
And now 1 out away from getting out of this jam. And Taylor Trurin with a single on the night.
I'm seeing that just the straight-up fastball is eating this Youngstown State team up. I don't think they see velo like this in the Horizon League.
And you saw it right there. She put the velo on that one, swing and a miss, strike 1. I think just switch. You really, all she needs is that changeup and that fastball.
Yeah.
Throw the changeup in there every now and then, but really just stick to the heat. 0-1 count, 2 outs, 2 on. The heat again, swing and a miss.
That was a really fast riser.
I mean, she's just so talented. She has so many great pitches and great velocity. A strong arm.
I wish we had a speed gun.
Me too. 0-2 count, Lamb. Swing and a miss.
Riser again.
Lamb comes in to relieve Kotowski, strikes out the side, gets out of the jam, and the Gamecocks keep their 5-2 lead. A fantastic outing in that inning for Neely Lamb.
Looking to lay a little more pressure on, too, in the bottom of the third. Home field advantage, because they're home, obviously. But also, I don't want to say the RR word, but if the score gets ridiculous here,
I mean,
might be going home early.
They've proven to show that they can do that. 11 run rule victories. Sorry, don't want to say it just yet.
Might be in bed by 9. Maybe not.
We'll see.
Maybe.
We'll see. I won't complain, especially after my rude awakening this morning. I'm glad to know that the weather alert works. I'm happy to hear that, but not what I wanted to wake up to on my chill day. So.
That really affirmed me, not leaving my house until 3 p.m. today. I was like, oh, tornado?
Yeah, I'm not doing it.
No.
I'm not doing it. If Wednesday wasn't my busy day, you best believe I'd be skipping my classes.
Yeah.
And my mom and my dad, I don't skip class. I value the money that you spend on my tuition.
The hump wasn't bad enough. Tornado.
Why not? I'm surprised classes didn't get canceled, honestly. I mean, they got canceled for an inch of snow. They didn't get canceled when we had a hurricane, but, you know, it's okay.
Well, you weren't here for Hurricane Ian. This guy's just a freshman.
I know.
Hurricane Ian,
Young buck.
yeah, everything got canceled.
Oh, that's pretty crazy.
It was bad.
So the Penguins with a new pitcher, it's Macy Bogus. With a 7.78 ERA, 0-3 on the year. And that might be all we see from Kelsey Ogan on the day.
Second most innings pitched, right behind Autumn Belk, who, if you're Youngstown State, you really got to hope that she doesn't have to come in. She's the only pitcher on your team with wins. You just got to see another arm get a dub.
So Abigail Knight batting for the Gamecocks. She is 0 for 1. The lefty hitter takes that first pitch outside, ball 1. So we're just kind of seeing a reverse of what we saw from Ogan, that one outside to the opposite side of the plate. But I'm sure, she just needs a minute to get going here. First batter face. We saw Lamb struggle a bit in her first at-bat. That one, a long one. Big swing and a miss from Abigail Knight. Good pitch there from Bogus. 1-1 count. No on. That a real slow pitch on the outside of the plate.
If you were to guess the state that Macy Bogus was the Gatorade Player of the Year for in 2023, what state would you guess?
I couldn't tell you.
West Virginia.
Oh, that's such a flex. 2-1 count here from Bogus. That one grounded up the middle, base hit. Knight able to get her first hit on the night. She is 1 for 2 on the day.
Little homophone action.
And a lead-off single for her. Now up to bat for the Gamecocks, Natalie Heath.
Chastain Woodard had a little conversation with the home plate umpire, but
Yeah, looks like they might be making a conversation. A pinch runner, maybe? Doesn't look like it.
the home plate ump told something to Natalie Heath. Not sure what it was, but he said it quickly, so I doubt it's of the hugest importance.
And so Natalie Heath, 1 for 1 on the night. She was one of the 2 Gamecocks to hit a homer. She'll take that first pitch for a ball. Heath batting .452 on the year.
She's sort of a second cleanup hitter for this team, if Rhodey doesn't homer before.
And she might have just done it again. That one skied out to center. The wind traps it, and a nice grab there in center field for the Penguins. Bree Kohler able to get a glove on that one. It looked good coming off the bat. She gave it a ride, but the wind kept it in the yard. And now Maya Flint back up for South Carolina. 1 out, runner on first base. This is only Flint's 5th at bat on the season. She has 2 RBIs. Flint will take that one right over the plate for strike 1. Flint, a freshman from Rockland, California. That one low.
Calvin, what do you know about Rockland, California?
I know that Maya Flint is from there.
Same.
That's about it.
That's about all I know.
I wouldn't be surprised if they have rocks there.
Mm.
It is in the name. A 1-1-1 situation here for Maya Flint with 1 on. Slow pitch inside. She's able to foul that one off.
That was nasty.
That was a really good pitch. Now Flint down in the count, 1-2. 1 out, 1 runner on. Gamecocks lead 5-2. Flint looking for her 2nd hit on the year. The wind, the pitch. That one just a bit off the plate. A good take there from Flint. I would have swung at that one.
Flint came in for Emily Vincent, who was originally the bottom hitter in this order. No, she's not. It's my Flint.
The wind, the pitch for Flint. Another great take there. Looks like she was about to swing, but held up. And has battled her way back into the count. A full count now, a 3-2-1 with 1 runner on. Boggess's pitch. Swing and a miss. She got her. A beautiful changeup over the plate. Boggess gets Flint swinging, and that is out number 2 in the bottom of the 3rd.
Really experimented with those speeds. I think what we saw from Ogun earlier was a lot of the same things. You know, the sort of curveball up and out, and just too much, not to say too much movement, because movement is good, but too much movement without control. And I think if you focus more on speed and zone, you have that control.
Quincy Lilio batting for the Gamecocks now. Back to the top of the order. She is 1 for 1 on the night with a walk and a double. Took that first pitch for a strike. Now here's the second one with a runner on and 2 outs. Nice pitch there.
Couple of float balls.
Yeah, no, just try to get it to drop a little bit into the zone. Lilio takes that one for a ball. And now a 1-1 count. One pitch to Lilio. She takes that one outside, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Knight having a picnic at first base. She's been there for a minute. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Lilio takes that one outside again. And now she's up 3-1.
They can somehow get back to Rhodey.
I mean, to get back to Rhodey, the bases would have to be loaded, and that might be explosive. 3-1 count. Here's the pitch. Lilio takes that one. The runner went, but it doesn't matter. Lilio walks her second on the night, her 21st on the season. And now Carly Shelton back up to bat, looking for her first hit on the night. She's 0 for 2.
It was a walk, so it didn't matter, but something that was just exposed to me from what we just saw, no one's covering the bag at second base. Steals, you know, once somebody gets off second base, I wouldn't be surprised if the Gamecocks tried to steal.
Yeah, I think just in that situation, there really wasn't any upside or downside to stealing, so they weren't playing for that. And now Shelton, the lefty hitter, grounds this one up the middle, a base hit. Knight rounds third, heads home. She will score. Lilio gets to third, and now a run down here, trying to win the base. She's safe at first. Got caught in a bit of a jam between first and second. She was trying to let out a double, able to get back to first safely. So an RBI single for Carly Shelton. Lilio was able to score during that mess, and now the Gamecocks lead 7-2.
Yeah. And she was really close to second, but knew if she took that extra foot, it would have been an out. So she said, I'm going to double all the way back.
Exactly, and because of that, they were able to get Lilio to cross the plate, too. And so now a 5-run lead for the Gamecocks, and Rhodey's at bat.
Bases aren't loaded, though.
1-0 count. She took that first pitch for a ball. She's got Shelton on first base, a home run, and a walk tonight for her. Rhodey will take that one outside, ball 2.
The music choice at Beckham Field at Carolina Softball Stadium is exquisite.
Oh, they're popping off for a Wednesday night softball game. I mean, they're playing their absolute best. 2-0 pitch, that one taken over the plate, first strike 1. A nice dropper there from Bogus.
Seems like even the best hitters on this Gamecock roster are having some trouble with the dropper. It's just, if it becomes predictable, then it's in the hitting zone, yeah.
You know, it's definitely a fine line on how many can I get away with before it becomes too predictable. That one low and in the dirt. 3-1 count for Rhodey. She has Shelton on first, 2 outs. Gamecocks lead 7-2. Shelton heading for second, but once again, it doesn't matter. Ariana Rhodey walks. Another 2-out walk for the Gamecocks. And now Ella Chansey with 2 walks on the night. I mean, this team is just so good at walking, Tyler.
Yeah.
They're one of the best in the NCAA, and it's just so impressive to see how many walks they're able to draw.
Well, we talked about that in the bottom of the first, the difference between disciplines in these two. They've just locked in. They've just been more patient. They've cared about the strike zone a little more. I mean, you can't walk without the pitcher not hitting the zone.
Exactly.
It's true.
You know, and I will say that in terms of strength of schedule, the Gamecocks hasn't been the most difficult start to the season. That Duke series was definitely a challenge for them.
But they're not in the Horizon League.
Exactly. Ella Chansey with 2 on, 2 out, takes that first pitch for strike 1.
That's not a dog on the Horizon League. It's just, it's a different level of play.
Exactly. We're not hating on the Horizon League.
Not hating on nobody.
It's all love in this booth.
Mm-hmm.
0-1 count. That one swung on, flied into center field. Underneath it, she will make the catch after a bit of a bobble. And the Gamecocks able to get 2 more in this inning. 3 runs in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third. They lead 7-2. After the break, Tyler Perrone is going to take over on play-by-play because I got demoted. But no, I'm just kidding.
No.
But yeah, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with you guys shortly.
how are you? We're here for the top of the fourth. This is still, believe it or not, Gamecock softball versus the Youngstown State Penguins here at the top of the fourth. 7-2 game in favor of the Gamecocks. What have you seen from the Gamecocks, and why do you think that there's a 5-run difference here?
The bats have just been hot tonight for South Carolina, and some supreme pitching. You know, it's a slow start in the top of the first inning, but they've really locked in. And now with Neely Lamb on the mound, in the circle too, that is just such a difference for this team. She's one of the best in the nation.
She is. Ashlyn Bishop up for Youngstown State. Fouls that one straight back. She is 0-1 on the night, as we have a 0-2 count, none out. 7-2 at the top of the fourth.
There you go.
English in favor of USC. Lamb steps straight back again.
And Bishop definitely running up at the towards the circle in most pitches of this at bat. Able to get a piece of all of them though. It's just interesting to see, like, running right at him with the bat. You know, it's as a pitcher, I'd be terrified, to be honest with you.
Trying to slap it, but Lamb knows the higher the velo, the harder it is to slap. That was an impressive throw from the catcher there to first. I waited on the call because I didn't think it was going to go into the play line, but excellent work from the catcher.
Yeah, I mean, great positioning there and a great placement with the hit, but just a nice play there by Winters behind the plate.
Yeah.
We've seen some good catcher play tonight. We saw Dean pick someone off trying to steal earlier. Nice play there by Winters.
Winters has been having a good night, too. Pretty disciplined at the plate. I think she's drawn a couple of walks. As now we have Reese Campbell-Schaller up for the Penguins. I know I had a note about her at some point in time. She's a sophomore, batting pretty well, .217.
Yeah, I don't think the there we go. They finally updated the stats. It was all clear for a second. It looked like this was her first one.
From Greenville, not South Carolina, but Pennsylvania.
There's like so many Greenvilles.
Yeah.
People tell me they're from Greenville. I'm like, oh, South Carolina? Like, no, like Georgia. What? I don't know if there's a Greenville, Georgia. I'm just using that as an example.
There's a Greenville everywhere. Now a 1-1 count, 1 out, still 7-2, top of the fourth for USC. Really wide stance from Campbell-Schaller.
And Lamb giving her the velo on that last pitch.
Popped up into foul territory, and that is corralled by Ariana Rohde.
Rohde's a two-way player. She's an elite defensive first baseman, and she can hit that thing. She has tonight.
As now we have a lefty stepping into the plate. Macy Littler, lefty hitter in left field, 1-2 on the night so far. One of the better averages on this team, .340. Kicks, deals, does Lamb, slap, goes foul.
Yeah, Littler is definitely a ground ball hitter. We saw it in the first inning, with just right up the middle in between the second and short, and able to get on base there. But once South Carolina made those defensive adjustments, you saw a very quick at-bat for her in the second inning. So I'm curious to see how this one goes here. We've seen a little bit of both sides.
The 0-1 pitch from Neely Lamb is into the glove of Winters for strike number 2.
And it's kind of a slow swing. It looks like she kind of didn't give it her all there.
It looked indecisive because the pitch was high. The pitch was high. Slapped to the shortstop to first. Play is made on the stretch from Lexi Winters, and that was a great play from Brooke Blankenship. Like I said, the speed. She can range super quickly, as now we go to the bottom of the fourth. Maybe the Gamecocks can extend this lead.
It might be. I mean, they've scored in every inning so far tonight, but I want to go back to Brooke Blankenship. In the first softball game that I've been to, it was broadcasting with my man Austin McConnell, and Brooke Blankenship was diving in the first inning. It was the first game of the season. First diving all over God's creation.
Body on the line.
She is just an incredible athlete on both sides of the ball. And really, you saw it there with a beautiful scoop and a fast throw to first, able to beat out the runner. So she really is just a fantastic shortstop for the squad.
Well, that's one of the big differences we've been seeing between these two teams is that gap between the second baseman and the shortstop for Youngstown State is huge compared to the Gamecocks, because Imler, who's the shortstop for Youngstown State, now has 7 errors on the year. Let me look at Blankenship's numbers. Don't have her errors here, but I bet you it's not 8.
Yeah, I mean, her fielding percentage is real good. I'm trying to find it right now. Yeah,
oh, 959? Yeah. There's no way she has 8 errors.
I mean, there's no player that's below 920, 930 on this squad. So it really just, I know I've been saying it a lot tonight, but it's just so impressive how sound this team has been playing.
They're fundamental as Brooke Blankenship now up to bat after that fantastic play from the shortstop position. 1 and 2 on the night. Originally had a single. Now facing the pitcher, we're still at Macy Bogus. No pitching changes yet. This run, if we see some more runs on the board, might get a little uglier. Might have to go to Belk, the only pitcher who's gotten you a win if you are the Penguins. For now, still riding with Bogus.
Yeah, and Brooke Blankenship in her last at-bat, an RBI single.
Settling in. I love the cream cleats that this Gamecock team has on.
Got to have good swag if you're winning.
Strike 1 for Bogus. Didn't really move that much. It was mostly just slow.
Hey, sometimes you just got to take that first pitch, see what the pitcher's giving you, and then adapt from there. So you're okay with taking that strike on that very first pitch of the at-bat.
Second pitch is a ball slightly outside. 1-1 count for Brooke Blankenship. Bottom of the 4th now, 7-2 Gamecocks. No outs. The pitch, outside again. Excuse me, clipped to the right side corner. That's a strike number 2.
Yeah, I don't blame you for calling that one a ball there. I mean, we've seen that pitch so many times tonight be called a ball, but there saw something. Maybe, yeah, like you said, maybe just clip the corner just a bit and enough for strike 2.
The 1-2 pitch as Bogus checks the wristband. Hit up the middle to the center fielder on a skip, but Blankenship is on base.
Yeah, really nice hit there from Blankenship. Kind of looked like it got towards the shaft of the bat and able to sky it right over the infield, dropped in front of the center fielder. Great hit there from Brooke Blankenship, her second on the night, and now Lexi Winters.
There's that gap in the middle we just talked about.
Yeah, I mean, you're seeing that middle just wide open. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Brooke Blankenship try and steal here, as you mentioned earlier in the broadcast.
True. Winters 1 for 2 tonight, a single. Laced fair on the left side of the field as Blankenship's trying to go all the way home. Winters stays at second, and Blankenship is safe. Winters bang bang play, also safe.
Oh, she's safe. I think they're
No?
gonna review that one. She looked
Okay.
pretty out on my end.
I
Overran second a bit, and a nice snap there.
I saw some conflicting signs from the umpires. Little hesitancy.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think they are gonna call her safe. She
Yeah.
looked pretty out to me, but I'll trust their call on the field. And no, never mind. Winner's still on second base. I thought maybe they had a pinch runner, but I'm incorrect, as I often am.
Abigail Knight up to the plate, the right fielder, 1 for 2 on the night. Single earlier, she lets that one go, low and away. 1-0 count. It is 8-2 in the bottom of the 4th for the Gamecocks.
And Abigail Knight was able to round the bases after her last hit, getting a run on her scorecard.
Pitch taken. 2-0 now for Abigail Knight.
Yeah, I know you guys can't see, but I love what Cocky does here at these games. All he does is just hang his feet over the dugout and just chill, and it's so funny every time.
Sometimes he dances on top of the dugout. That was shot to the third baseman, caught, fielded well, but thrown not in time Abigail Knight's getting to first base.
And, yeah, that was a really nice nab there at third from Wilkerson. And she's had a few nice defensive plays tonight, but just couldn't get that one to first in time. Fast runner there. And now we have Natalie Heath up.
She's one of the better defenders on this team. 24 Horizon League second team and all freshmen at third base. As that pitch was taken low and inside, it's Natalie Heath up to bat. 1 for 2 tonight, had a home run in her first at bat.
Yeah, and both home runs tonight were just convincing blasts.
The 1-0 pitch from Macy Bogus. Outside, 2-0 now.
Gamecocks currently leading 8-2. We've been talking about run rule victories. We'll see how they're able to carry it in this inning, see how much farther it gets, and then we can have that conversation.
Bogus, kick, push. No swing. 3-0 now.
A really good job holding up on that one. I could tell she wanted to swing at it, but just able to keep it back enough.
It was close to the zone.
Yeah, a really nice pitch there from Bogus in the circle. Gotta get out of that habit, man.
Fourth pitch is a strike. 3-1 count. Clipped that outside corner. Settles back into the box. Heath looking for her second homer of the night. It would push 3 runs across. Swings big for it, but that's foul. And that's a souvenir. It goes to Cocky. Doesn't quite get it. Goes into the Gamecock dugout.
Yeah, they got plenty of balls. They don't need one more.
No.
Landed just in front of a whole flock of Gamecock fans, and then just bounced over Cocky's head and into the dugout.
8-2 in the bottom of the fourth. 2 runners on for Natalie Heath. Full count. Swings. Popped up into foul territory. Oh, the play is not made. And out at second base.
Yeah, we'll see what happened. It was popped up, and I think it was going to be foul if she didn't touch it, but it hit off her glove and rolled into play. And obviously, you're not going to run from first base with something that close. So right now, they're calling her out at second base. I think that's the right call from what I saw. Although she is having a conversation, I think South Carolina is going to challenge that call. So let's see if we can get a replay here in the booth and try and explain it to you folks at home as best we can.
The runner is Abigail Knight. They're debating now, probably going to look at an instant replay. We'll tell you when we know.
I know, this would be Chastain Woodard's second challenge in the game. She lost her first one. So we'll see if she has more success on this one if they decide to allow her to do so.
Little water break for the people at home. Drink water. It's good for you.
That's what they tell me. I think we should get water to just sponsor all of our streams. Like, not like any specific brand, just water.
Or just water? Just the concept?
We make a lot of money. A lot of people buy water, man.
Yeah. Well, you found that.
Yeah, this was just here. It was unopened. I'm not just drinking someone else's water. I mean, I am.
This guy steals water.
All right, guys. My water bottle blew up in the SGTV office. That's not my fault.
If you were in the Dune universe, people would hate you stealing water.
It's a good thing I'm not Timothy Chalamet.
No.
Actually,
really?
I'm.
Could have fooled me.
Stop. Come on.
No.
I have the same amount of Oscars as him, so.
Ew. Do you date the same amount of Kardashians?
No, I do not.
Well, actually, she's a Jenner.
Oh.
It's true.
So then technically I do.
Tomato, potato.
Yeah.
It's okay.
All right, let's see what the call is. Oh. Okay, so what they just called is they called an obstruction at first base. So that would mean that one of the Penguins got in the way of, who was it, Abigail Knight, that got on second. So they called her safe. Now Youngstown State is challenging the call of an obstruction. So completely flip-flop the script. Would start off Gamecocks challenge that the runner was safe at second. Now they're challenging that there was an obstruction at first base, and we'll see what happens. I thought the challenge was already happening, so I was kind of excited to see the call. But let's look at this replay real quick. I don't know. They're going to have to replay that because I wasn't really watching.
He's nothing but honest.
Let's see.
Oh yeah,
she did get in the way. I think that's a great call. When there's a threat of there possibly being a run rule victory, I guess you just throw your challenge out there. Worst thing that happens is you lose it.
That little screen action would have been the difference between her being safe and not.
I don't disagree because she was definitely out.
Yeah.
But it wasn't it was close enough to be able to tell pretty easily, but it wasn't far enough where it was like, oh, dude, she's out by a mile.
She wasn't stranded. She was close.
Exactly. So I think that's a good call by the umpires. I'm curious to see what they say, but I'd be, once again, I think that the call on the field is the right call, and that
Abigail Knight standing pat. No call made
as you
yet.
should. You shouldn't give up your base. You were in that base.
Yeah.
You got there safely. She got in your way.
Well, the out that was originally on the scoreboard has since been wiped.
We'll see how this goes down.
Bases loaded, no outs in the bottom of the fourth inning for the South Carolina Gamecocks. They've already scored once this inning, 8-2 in the game.
And something I just noticed, Tyler, the Penguins haven't gotten a hit since the first inning.
Oh, my goodness, you're right. 5 hits in the first inning.
So the ruling on the field is upheld. I think that's the right call by the umpires. And that means bases loaded for the Gamecocks.
Yeah. Abigail Knight safe at second. Wiping off the plate here as Bogus is going to retake the circle. And now we've got Chloe Lackey in the game. First at bat of the night. The freshman for South Carolina from Oliver Springs, Tennessee. This is going to be her first at bat of the year.
They've used her as a pinch runner a few times this season. She's got 8 runs on the year, but her first legitimate at-bat. And she replaced Vincent in left field.
She takes strike one, 0-1 count now for Chloe Lackey, the left fielder. Lackey settles in, ready for the second pitch. Same exact spot, strike 2.
Lackey, I'm sure she's a little nervous in her first at-bat of the season, and as a freshman, her first collegiate at-bat, so excluding, preseason and spring training and all that stuff, or whatever they do.
Bogus, too, has noticed that the home plate is being a little more generous with those outside calls. He's calling a couple more corner shots as now that one is 1-2. It was low and outside.
Yeah, I'm sure he's tired. He wants to go home. Definitely widened the strike zone a bit in this last inning or two.
The pitch bounces before it even hits the batter's box. 2-2 now.
Yeah, she definitely spiked that one a bit more than she wanted to. But a good job there by Lackey, able to hold up, staying alive, 2-2 in the at-bat.
Macy Bogus and the Penguins of Youngstown State trying to stay alive. 2-2 count. Swung on, straight back to Bogus, goes home with it. Looked for the double play, but no. South Carolina, Lexi Winters is out at home, had to go, bases loaded. Not the worst.
I mean, for Chloe Lackey, that just gotta suck because that was a really good hit off the bat, and it just went right to the glove of Bogus. So, unfortunate break for her. 1 out, but the bases are still juiced for the Gamecocks.
Quincy Lilio back to the leadoff. 1-1 tonight with 2 walks and a double.
And this will be our 4th time through the lineup, too.
1-0 count now. 1 out for the Gamecocks. 8-2, bottom of the 4th. Bogus checks wrist. Fires. Taken. Outside. 2-0 count now for Quincy Lilio.
She's up 2-0. Already has 2 walks on the night. I wouldn't be surprised if we see another one here, and a walk would mean an RBI for her and a run for the Gamecocks with the bases juiced still.
And that is strike number 1, 2-1 count, 1 out, as Quincy Lilio has reached base in all 19 games so far this season. Make it 20 now.
Yeah, I know. That makes it a 19-game hitting streak for her, too. Didn't get a hit in that first game of the season, but has
swings. And that goes just under the first baseman as 1 run comes in and everyone else settles. 2 runs in the bottom of the 4th now for the Gamecocks as Carly Shelton comes up to bat. 1-3 on the night. She had a single. You were saying before you got so rudely interrupted by the game.
I know, exactly. Just that Quincy Lilio didn't get a hit in that first game of the season, but she has done so in every game since, and another hit for her there. Her second on the night extends her hitting streak to 19, and her on-base streak to 20.
2 lefties in a row now as Shelton steps into the box. I think that Bogus might be a little worried about that because she's been pitching outside to most of the righties. Now she's pitching inside, and these Gamecocks can hammer the inside pitch, as Shelton just tried to turn on it, but pulled it.
And it's good to have lefties in a lineup like this, especially considering Youngstown State doesn't have any lefty pitchers.
Yeah.
So when you have that righty-lefty advantage, it always has to feel good as a hitter.
1-1 count for Carly Shelton, 1-3 on the night, a single earlier in the game. It is 9-2 at the bottom of the 4th with 1 out for your home team, the South Carolina Gamecocks. The pitch, way low, way outside.
Nah, it looks like she's skipping rocks with that one, Tyler.
You want to go skip rocks after this?
I would love to go skip rocks after
Let's
this.
do it, man.
I say that so seriously.
A little Sonic, a little skip rock.
Why not?
Bogus fires. That was much closer than the previous pitch, but still a ball. 3-1 count. Bases loaded for Carly Shelton. What does the traffic light look like here? She green? She red?
I'd take it.
She's green.
You
Green light.
Disagree with me, don't you?
Green light for. Oh, I thought you said. I get what you mean now. As Shelton pops out, sac fly. Shay Anderson, the pinch runner, comes home. I thought you said I'd take it as in the swing. Now you meant take the pitch.
Yeah,
I'm
I'd
stupid.
take the pitch.
I didn't mean to disagree with you.
Okay. You can always disagree with me if I'm wrong, but
Hey.
I was right. So.
Hey, but it's about being respectful. It's about,
exactly.
you know.
It's all love. All love in this booth.
Ariana Rohde is up with the bases loaded. A home run and 2 walks tonight.
And I gotta say, I really messed with the walk-up. So.
Hey, it's getting sticky for these Penguins. Little float ball from Bogus gets her strike 1 on Rohde. 2 outs, 10-2 in the bottom of the 4th. Score in favor of the Gamecocks. As a Gamecock chant gets started up here at Beckham Field.
And I'm seeing Katie Becker, warming up in the bullpen for South Carolina. You know, in a big lead like this, you want to get one of your less experienced pitchers in the game. You don't want to tire Neely Lamb's arm out, especially with a big series this weekend when they're going to need her.
0-2 count to Rohde on the ropes. Pitch comes. Outside. Almost caught. The runner off the bag at first.
Hey, keep them under their toes. Why not?
Yeah.
Try it. See what happens. I mean, she almost got her. I think that the throw was good if the first baseman was just able to turn it around a bit quicker, because kind of lackluster getting back to the bag.
Yep, Lilio almost got caught there as Rohde takes ball 2. 0-2 count, now a 2-2 count. 2 outs, deuces wild.
I mean, you know, if you're down in the count, the best you can do is just stay patient and wait for your pitch. And that's what she's been able to do so far.
Rohde struck that one. Foul. She's staying alive, as the Bee Gees are telling us right now. Once again, a 2-2 count. And if you're a Youngstown State Penguin fan, you must really be missing the first inning.
If you're a Youngstown State Penguin fan and you're watching this,
we love you.
We love you. Thank you
love
so
you.
much for being here. That is so appreciative.
2-2 pitch.
Nice take.
Attempted frame job, but that's a ball. 3-2, full count.
That's a really nice spit there from Ariana Rhodey. Bases loaded, full count, 2 outs. So expect the runners to go here.
Hey, what's Ariana Rhodey's slugging percentage? Because it's nuts.
It's over 1.
And it's not going any higher as the center fielder for Youngstown State, Bree Kohler, has had a really good game and continues to as she makes the 3rd out of the inning. How many outs are there in a frame of an inning? There's 3, right?
There's 3.
So that means we're going to break? We're going to break, and we'll be right back for the top of the 5th. Youngstown State in the box now. We love you. We'll see you in a couple. Top of the 5th now for the Gamecocks and the Penguins, a battle of the birds as a couple of substitutions made. Katie Becker in the circle now for the South Carolina Gamecocks, and Audrey Wilson behind the plate. New pitcher-catcher combo as Lydia Wilkerson comes in to the plate, takes a super fast strike 1 straight down the middle.
Yeah, we're seeing 2 of the less experienced pitchers for South Carolina in this matchup tonight. Katowski coming in with only 2 innings pitched, started the game and did a really nice job. And now here, a chopper right up the middle.
It was almost a fantastic play if she had just caught it straight up, but bobbles it, gets it to first, and no harm, no foul. It's still an out.
Yeah, as I was saying, Katie Becker, a sophomore, only 7.2 innings pitched coming into this game. 4 walks, 2 Ks. And a 5.48 ERA. So, but beautiful first at-bat there.
Tries to nip the outside corner, but doesn't quite get it. 1-0 for Ayla Ray, who is 1-1 on the night for these Penguins. 1 single and 1 walk.
And as you mentioned, really nice velocity coming from her. Just in the pitches we've seen so far. She's definitely got some speed on that one.
Becker fires. She sort of crow hops off the circle. I like her delivery. It's very fast.
Yeah, no, it looks smooth, but got to work on the placement a little bit. Down the count 3-0.
Ayla Ray, strike 1 on her. 3-1 count, 1 out. 10-2 at the top of the 5th. Favor of the Gamecocks.
Yeah, it's a fat pitch to take.
Katie Becker straight down the middle again to the shortstop. Play is made.
Yeah, as I was saying, a fat pitch to take from her, but in a 3-0 count, new pitcher just coming in, only second batter face. I like that she took that one that ended up working out for South Carolina.
as the center fielder Bree Kohler steps up to the plate for the Penguins. She's had a good night, 1-1, a single, a walk, really good fielding though.
Fans getting a little bit active here. We're seeing some people on their feet, waving their towels, clapping their hands, starting to get into it a bit. And I like to see it. Still, you know, for only being 5 innings, this game's been 2 hours. So
yeah,
wouldn't blame them if they
dribbler
were
to
tired.
first, fielded by Lilio and steps on the bag. That is the end of this frame and the end of the game.
I mean, that's run rule victory 12 for South Carolina on the season. I mean, Tyler, we were talking to the car on the way here. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw that, and we did. This is just, you know, no offense to Youngstown State. Just it's a mismatch with when you're facing one of the best teams in the NCAA versus someone in a smaller conference with not as many wins. South Carolina did exactly what they needed to do in this one today. They got some of their younger, less experienced players some game time, and they got a big win for them going into a tough matchup this weekend.
Absolutely. The Penguins were just straight up outclassed. We talked about the pitching beforehand, and it really came into play. Couldn't hit the zone. Couldn't hit the zone. Really patient South Carolina hitters. And when they're not walking, they're hitting bombs. We saw Rhodey, another one.
Yeah, Rhodey is having a really fantastic season and another great game. We saw a few players get on base at every single at-bat as they do the alma mater here. And really just a fantastic victory for this team.
Yeah. Your South Carolina Gamecocks, number 11, now 20-0, are going into the weekend series at number 2, Oklahoma, the only other undefeated team in the nation. We're unfortunately not covering that. We're not traveling to Oklahoma. But for SGTV, he's been Calvin DeLude.
And he's been Tyler Perrone.
And he's been Micah Rhodes. You can't see him, but our fantastic producer on the night. A 10-2 victory for South Carolina. Run rule forever to thee.
Thanks for sticking with us, folks. Have a good night.
Have a great night.